Hello, I'm Blue Smithy, and on my channel we review and give an overall view and personal insight into video games, what makes them good and what makes them not so good. Anyway, to the review. Astro's Playroom is the PlayStation 5's free game that comes pre-installed onto every console, and it serves as a tech demo for the brand new PS5 DualSense controller. Join me as I give my review on how well this serves as an introduction for the PlayStation 5 and its unique new gamepad. Astro's Playroom was created by the Asobi team, who are known for working on the previous PlayStation 4 demo, which introduced all of the little bots from this universe to us from the similarly named The Playroom. 3 years later, upon the release of the PSVR headset, the Playroom VR was released. See the pattern here? Where what I assume is Astro is introduced as a playable character to control in the robot rescue mode, looking down upon the world via the virtual reality lenses. Astro Bot Rescue Mission was the next title made by Team Asobi, which starred the character with his name on the front of the game case, which was a full game made based on the positive reactions to the character in the previous demo for the VR. Now that the PS5 is here, Astro is back to make an appearance to star in the tech demo to show off what new features PlayStation's new controller has to offer, in his very own Playroom this time round. The demo starts showing you the gamepad on the screen, the controller being virtually built, and you can feel every cube pixel in your hands as they start building up right in front of you. From the get-go, showing off the haptic feedback, one of the new features of the controller, which for me got me instantly hyped for what else was to come, as no controller has this to offer on the market at this point. Straight after this, the game asks you to press in the adaptive triggers, sparing no time at all to show off what else this controller can do. And as soon as you start pressing down, you're met with the resistance of the controller's triggers, which is amazing to experience, let me tell you. Just pressing the button fully in sets off the virtual jets on the virtual controller. You can feel haptic feedback again working alongside the adaptive triggers to feel both main new features to the DualSense. Shortly after this little show of the controller, you will flick Astro out of his home, your gamepad, and then you are free to control Astro as you unlock the Playroom, and you feel every little footstep this tiny bot makes as you explore the world for the very first time. Unlike the previous demos created by Team Asobi, this game plays more like a full game than a tech demo, as there is so much to do in this title that may not be quite enough to be considered an entire game, but goes above and beyond to offer as much as possible to the brand new owners of the PS5. In this game there are a total of 4 worlds and a room that is used to put all collectibles found within the game, known as the PlayStation Labo. And speaking of collectibles, there's 3 types of items to find within the game, these being puzzle pieces, which are used to create the colourful mural that is around the walls of the Labo, gacha, I think that's how you say it, gacha prizes, which are obtained through the slot machine in the vault within the Labo again, and finally artifacts, which are PlayStation's hardware, peripherals, and games that span across from the beginning of the PlayStation's creation up to now. As someone who owns so many of the collectibles you find in this game, finding and discovering what was to be found in this game kept me going to find every single one that the game had to offer. And yes, I have actually found them all now. The worlds are loud and vibrant and beautiful, from the GPU jungle, where you are met with an upbeat background and a robotic voice singing along to the music, which is actually my favourite music in the game as it's just a bop, to the cooling springs, where you begin on a luscious beach and work your way towards the colder parts of the level, giving you a quirky take on how the PS5 keeps cool as you progress your way through the cooling unit. The levels are laced with several components that have been used to create the PlayStation consoles over the years, such as the controller cables from the PS1, the wires, batteries, and plenty more. The levels are filled with nasty little robots equipped with spikes, spark abilities, and goo spitballs that Astro can slap away like annoying little flies. You find certain items in some of the levels that you will need to use to progress, such as bows or the Gatling gun, which I found really surprising, and you can snipe down some of the pesky evil bots to add more fighting variety to the game. You will notice that walking on different terrain can be felt through the controller, and it's amazing to me how walking in sludge feels gross, like your feet are hard to move. Sliding on ice, you just slide by. Astro skates feel like the blades are slicing through the ice very smoothly, and rolling on a bumpy road you can feel every bump and crevice on the road, something every gamer has to experience. The platforming of this game plays out just as well as the robot rescue game, but if you take out the VR overview, which makes the experience that much more better than its predecessor, because it feels like it should have been made for this view in the beginning. But I understand that it was used for the capabilities of the VR, but this style is just the true way this platformer should be played. You can make Astro hover by double pressing the X button for a few seconds and you'll see two little lasers shoot out of his feet. And as I expressed earlier, you can punch up enemies with the square button for the most part of the game. This is all the controls you need to know, until you reach the parts of the stage that use other buttons and features of the controller to continue to the end. Every level has a unique suit for Astro to jump into and uses the adaptive triggers, touchpad and motion controllers to again get you to use the features that may not start in PlayStation 5 titles, so you know what the controller is capable of doing. Now, something I have yet to mention is the Easter eggs scattered across from the entire game, and I'm sure many of you have already heard that this demo is stuffed full of these fun little references from God of War to Final Fantasy, to name a few, as I don't want to spoil the fun for anyone that plans to play this game. For me, this is my favourite thing about Astro's Playroom, because I kept slowing down just to make sure I didn't miss anything that may even slightly be related to a game that I played. There are even many for games I've never played in my life, which gives a slight insight to just how many Easter eggs they put into this game, because I've played a lot of games in my years and there's many I didn't know. Lastly, the last thing that this game has to keep you coming back for is the speedrun stages that you unlock after every world that you complete. You can get to place in the online leaderboards or rank between you and your friends to see who's the quickest bot in the playroom. I found myself coming back to make sure that I beat my friends that were lucky enough to obtain a PS5 in what was a disastrous release for the console, because I wanted to make sure I keep my number one spot for as long as possible. Here are my scores if you're interested. I'm quite proud of my times, but that monkey climb can sod off. Astro's Playroom gives so much in terms of a tech demo to the new owners of the PS5. Just how much content they squeezed into many people's first experiences is outstanding. The showcases of the new control features, the colourful vibrant levels, the collectibles, the quirky funny little bots, and there's Easter eggs. Yes, the game does come across very gimmicky and it doesn't quite feel like it's long enough, but that is me comparing it to a full title, which, need I remind you, this is not. I would rate this demo a 9.5 out of 10. If I had to pay for this game, I may have been harsher, to be honest, but this is an outstanding love letter to PlayStation from Team Asobi, and I'm absolutely loving this game and can't wait for more people to get to play it for themselves. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hit the notification button down below. My name is Blue Smithy, and I hope you're all having an awesome day with whatever you have planned. See you guys later.